Yo, good morning, you guys. Okay, so today we are going to be doing an engine oil change on the C63 Amg. We're pretty much ready to go. Got our oil cap, got our oil filter. We're also going to do the 4 control arms in the front, which are right over here. We got our 9 liters of oil, even though it takes 8.5. Got our oil filter. Boom. Everything is pretty much ready. We got all our tools, so let's get to it. I'm gonna lift up the car and we're gonna get right to it. Okay, you guys, so we got our oil filter out of the car. So let's just make sure that there is nothing wrong with it so that it looks normal. And I'll tell you guys right now, the health of this engine, very good. Yeah, it's a little bit used, that's for sure, for this oil filter, but looks completely clean. Not a single speck of metal inside of the oil filter. That's pretty impressive. All right, so let's get to changing the oil. So the tools that you need is a 32 millimeter, one of those, take off the old filter, 17 to take off the cap, and then once you raise everything, I'll show you guys what you need to remove the under trays. So let's lift up the car and take off the trays. Okay guys, so next I recommend you get your 8 millimeter socket, grab a cup, and basically start zipping out the entire cover. This is going to be a quick one. Let me show you guys how to remove all the covers. Okay, once you guys got all the covers off, you're going to grab the 13 millimeter and you're going to crack open the oil drain plug. It's very simple. You got one over there, right here, and there's one right up over here for the oil cooler. Let's do it. And that's it, just slowly let it drain. Once it drains, you can do that side. Very straightforward. Okay guys, so then right over here, at the front here, you're gonna also do a 13 millimeter. You're gonna remove the oil cooler plug. Make sure you replace your drain plug. And once it's done draining, reinstall it. It's pretty simple. Okay guys, next, once you have everything tight on the bottom, you're going to take your oil filter housing, you're going to put your new O-ring, make sure you put a little bit of oil on it, pop in your new filter, and then just put it back in its housing. Once again, grab your 32 millimeter wrench and just give it a nice 25 Newton meters snug tight. There we go, 25 Newton meters. Next, we're going to fill the engine oil. Let's do it. And boom, there we go. We filled it with 8.5 liters of oil. We started the car, everything runs, sounds nice. Let's lift it up and check for any leaks, make sure all is good. Okay, we got the car up. Everything looks great. No leaks from the drain pan and no leaks coming from the oil cooler. Looks like we did a great job. All right, guys, let's bring the car back down. Let's check the engine oil level. Let's reattach this thing because it looks like it went flying. And then we will do the 4 control arms. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got them right down here. Let's go. Okay, guys, then you get to the control arms. Obviously, I'm not going to show you this part because it's already done. Remove both of the front wheels off the car. It's self-explanatory, 17 millimeters. And now I'm going to show you all the tools that you need to replace these control arms. I'm going to slowly gather the tools. You need a couple of hex ones, a couple of E-Torques. You need some T-Torques. And yeah, might be a little bit fun to remove this control arm with the ball joint up because you get the shock right over here. And over here, obviously, but these ones should be pretty straightforward because they're just boop and boop. But this one, definitely going to be a tough one. That's for sure. I'll show you guys all the tools you need to replace these ones now. Okay, so to get this nut off, you need a 21 millimeter. You also need a tiny little T35, which is going to go up top. I'll show you guys where. You need the E20 that, well, this is also a 21 millimeter. That 21 millimeter sits right over here. The E20 goes right over here on this one. And as I said, the 21 millimeter goes here. And then you're gonna put the T35 right up in there so that you can hold this ball joint from moving so that you can turn this nut off. Kind of goes like this. Let me show you guys. So you put this in here and then you hold it. Obviously I don't have a third hand, but you basically turn the wrench so that this ball joint can come out. Once you get the nut off on that side, you're going to remove the control arm. And there you go. Now you can replace it with your new one. Guys, you get a new nut usually, so make sure you use the new nut, obviously. But before you install everything, make sure you clean all the surfaces so it's nice and clean and there's no rust. So this side is obviously the same as that side, so I'm not going to show you guys how to do that. But I will show you how to get this one out because obviously there's not a lot of clearance. So once we get this one out, it's pretty much the exact same thing on the other side. So next one, it's gonna be this one. Okay, and just like that with the 22 millimeter and the E20 hammering, a little bit of anti-seize and some cleaning, we now have both of the control arms in. There's the left one. Everything is nice and tight. All looks good. We've got our new nut on. It's all nice and secure. Might have to tighten this one up a little bit more, but I think we should be good. Now let's move on to these ones. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what you need to remove these ones. Okay, and just like that, we got the left side control arm out of over here. So you guys might think it looks a little bit difficult to take the ball joint out with the control arm because you don't have any clearance up there. But once you kind of wiggle the ball joint, you'll be able to kind of release it up like that and like that. So it's not too bad actually. You do need some other tools, which I'm going to show you down here. So the tools that you're going to need is an E20 over there and a 21 millimeter over there. However, guys, this is very, very important. You got to be really careful with this E20 over here on this side. So just grab your ratchet and just ratchet it off. But on this side, you don't really have much clearance to get this one off. So you got to be really careful. As you can see, I already messed up the nut a little bit, but it's still coming off. So instead of using a really thick 21 millimeter like this, as you guys can see, you should use a thin one. You need one of these because that way you'll be able to actually have clearance to put it up into here, as you guys can see, because a thick one will not be able to go in there. You will not have any leverage whatsoever. Make sure you have a thin one like this. And then that way you'll be able to get the bushing out of here. Pretty straightforward. Okay guys, now we're gonna install the control arm, but instead of just showing you the before and after, we're gonna actually do it together. Let me show you guys how to get this control arm in. So usually when you get them, it's pretty straightforward. It actually says L on it, so you know which one is which. And then as I said, for the ball joint, first of all, you take this off, your nut. I would just put some anti-seize on it just in case. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. There we go. Now we have some anti-seize so that it doesn't have any issues. And then you're going to take the ball joint, you're going to insert it into the hole first. It's pretty straightforward. You do it in such a way that, well, first of all, I would crimp it down, make the ball joint go down so that you have the right amount of leverage. Give it a little twist, and then you should be able to just slide right in. Might take a little bit of wiggling, but eventually it should go right in. It's a little bit of pain in the ass, I can tell you that. Come on. Oh, she really doesn't want to win. There we go. See, guys? Boom, just like that. Then get your nut on just to make sure that it's more or less secure. A little bit. And then you're going to get your control arm up into its position. That's going to be one of the really annoying parts. You might have to give it a couple of knocks. So that's where we're going to grab our hammer. And we're going to knock it into its position. Okay, we're gonna pause the video because my finger is hurt now. Okay guys, we got the other control arm nice and tight. It's gonna be a little bit of a hassle because you gotta move this thing around and then you gotta get your wrench kind of like inside over there. It's a little bit annoying. I do recommend using one of these stands to kind of lift up the control arm so it's easier. And yo, guys, on this side, it is absolutely crazy. First of all, at least in my experience, this one was completely seized, so it's going to be a little bit of a mission to knock this one out. And then you barely have enough space to access the nut over here because of this cooler. So what you have to do is you have to loosen this little tiny nut and slide the cooler kind of that way. That way you'll have a little bit of more access with your E20 to put onto here. And then you'll be able to get your 21mm onto there. You guys can see I made a little bit of marks holding it. But basically what I recommend is holding your 21mm over there and slowly with a ratcheting E20 basically just crank it like this. You will scratch this area a little bit, but it's fine. Once this kind of moves out of the way, you'll have enough clearance. And then also recommend using the jack stand to kind of push this up so you have a little bit more leverage. And now we'll be able to take this one out. And just like that, with a little bit of movie magic and a lot of sweat and grease, we got all 4 control arms replaced on the C63 AMG. Guys, this is not an easy job. It's literally not easy, I'm telling you. Book time, it says that this takes 4 hours per control arm. And the reason why is because they want you to remove the strut, they want you to remove the sway bar, they want you to remove this little thing, and then on this side they want you to remove the oil cooler and the strut over there. It's not an easy job, guys. So if you want to kind of MacGyver it and McFinicky around it, you will be able to do it, but that's just how it is. I'm gonna tighten up this one real quick, and then we're gonna put the wheels on the car and go for a drive. That was a long one, not easy. And guys, you gotta understand, for me to hold the camera at the same time as being able to do all of that, it's not easy. So anybody that thinks that they can do YouTube and they can fix their car and film at the same time, no, you can't. Impossible. Unless you have somebody that's standing there and filming you, you won't be able to do it. So these kind of videos, if you think that they're easy to make, no, they're not. They're actually very difficult. All right, let's get the covers on, let's get the wheels on, let's tighten that one little nut and go. Okay guys, we are doing the test drive of the C63 AMG, and as you guys can see, well, the steering wheel is a little bit left. That's okay, we expected the alignment to be a little bit off. It is what it is. We're gonna take the car for an alignment on Monday, and make sure that the steering wheel is straight. But the car drives absolutely amazing. Like here, I press the brakes, there, pressing the brakes to stop, and it does not make that really annoying like clicking sound from the ball joints and the bushings. So this is actually amazing. All right, that was a success, and I'm pretty happy with this. That's how you do your oil change on your own car. That's how you replace all 4 control arms on your car. It's pretty easy. You just kind of have to do it, jump into it. Never be afraid to fix your own car. It's actually really easy. It just takes time, and you need a dedicated place to do it with no distractions, nobody calling you, nobody texting you, nobody stopping you from what you're doing. And make sure you have all the right tools. It's pretty straightforward. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Peace.